you seen, or not have you seen, but do you talk to him about his confidence level in you, or does he maintain that on his own?
No, it's hard. You know, he's been getting hit so often early in games that you know, you teach your quarterback to step into throws and step up into the pocket, and you know, just too often there's been nowhere to step into, and then when there is something to step into, he's not trusting it. And you know, you can speak to your blue in the face to a quarterback, but you know, when a guy gets hit as often as he has, you know, and he's got to trust the pocket. Your only chance of having success is to trust the pocket. But there's certainly a cumulative effect that he has been hit a lot this year, more than any quarterback should get hit. And you know, and he is not. You know, and those are things he needs to work on. That he needs to get stronger and he needs to put on weight, because you're not going to play Division I quarterback and not get hit. But physically, his ability to withstand those hits isn't what. You know, it wasn't what Tyler Sheehan's was a year ago. Tyler Sheehan got hit too now, but he was 230 pounds and had been a 4-year player and a 3-year starter, and he knew how to take those hits a little better, and he was physically more able to take them. And you know, Matt has not. You know, and that's an area that obviously you know will need to get better in the off season. That he'll have to get stronger, but you have to be able to trust the pocket. And you know, I don't think his confidence in that pocket is what it was at the Troy game, and the pocket hasn't been as good.
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about your seniors and what they've meant to the young players this year, playing their final game this Friday?
Well, you know, I think this senior class, if you look back, they've accomplished a lot. They've played in 2 bowl games. You know, I think the challenge for this senior group has just been, you know, they've kind of been the bridge group. That you know, this is the group that had one head coach for 2 years and another head coach for 2 years. These guys have gone through a lot of coaching changes, you know, and not just the head coach position, but you know, talking to our seniors, you know, some of these guys have had 3 and 4 different positional coaches, you know, and they, I think, have become very close as a group just because all the parts of the program have turned around them. You know, I think, you know, Tyler, you've had what, 4 O-line coaches? Okay, I'm glad we didn't get to a second hand. You know, our linebackers were telling me that they've had 4 linebacker coaches. When there's that much, when there's a lack of continuity in the program, I think these guys, it makes them very close and very tight, and I think they've really relied on each other to get through it. And you know, certainly the thing that we want to bring here is we want to bring stability. You know, the receivers have had the same coach now for 2 years in a row. The quarterbacks have had the same coach for 2 years in a row. The defense has been running the same system 2 years in a row. And good programs have stability. You know, and is it going to be that we never lose a coach? That's probably not real. I just think the nature of the Mid-America Conference is certainly guys will move on, but we do not want to have the same amount of turnover that's happened here, because I think it affects recruiting, it affects relationships with the players, and it affects the you know, the continuity of your systems. And you know, so I think it'll certainly be helpful that, you know, hopefully most guys will have the same position coach throughout their career here. And these guys have been very helpful to me as we've gone through the program and gone through this season. You know, I've certainly sat down with those guys a lot and asked them for their input on the program, and they've been very helpful. So again, I think it's a bridge group that these guys have weathered a little bit of a storm here their senior year and through the transition, but I think through it they've become extremely close. And you know, there's some good football players. Tyler's had a great career here. Willie Cheater's had a very good career. A lot of our seniors are playing for the first time this year. And you know, Champ Fells is starting for the first time. Darius Smith is starting for the first time. You know, Calvin Marshall is starting for the first time. You know, Calvin Wiley, Tyrone Proney hadn't started for 2 years. So these guys still have a lot to play for. They get to play one more football game and represent Bowling Green, and we're certainly going to do everything we can to send them out the right way.
You mentioned going back to Matt, that you have to trust the pocket. He also has to trust his reads, or maybe sometimes confidence could have faltered a little bit this year. Trust his receivers. Sometimes confidence there too. Balls drop, or she'll throw to the back shoulder and they'll make the catch for him. Sometimes that balances out. I'm just trying to get your take, I guess, on his psyche, if that's possible.
You know, Matt I think, is a very resilient. One of his real strengths, and I think he has a lot of self-confidence. I think he's been very resilient. You know, he still puts a lot into it. His preparation is good. And I think certainly the cumulative reps that we went through this year is only going to benefit us as we go to the future. But there's a lot of things we need to get better at. And it's not going to happen without hard work. That there's going to have to be a serious commitment and a serious investment by a lot of aspects of our players and our coaches to get Bowling Green football where Bowling Green football should be. And you know, there's not one simple answer. You know, we need to get stronger. We need to get faster. We need to have a great off season. You know, we need to continue to do a good job recruiting. We need to develop the players in our program that have redshirted. But in terms of the quarterback position, you know, Tyler and Freddie last year had a chemistry, and they were on the same page. That didn't just happen in 1 year. That was the cumulative effect of working together for 4 years. And when you start a freshman quarterback and you've got all new receivers in there, certainly their unspoken communication is not the level that we had a year ago. And again, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of reps, it's a lot of time, and that's one of the reasons I'm believe it or not, I'm disappointed the season's ending. I really am, because even when we go out there last night, when we go out there tonight, you know, not only are we preparing to win a game this week, but it's that many more reps that we're getting. And right now, this football team needs all the work and all the reps it can get, not just for this game, but as we go to the future.
Coach, you touched on it earlier and in past weeks, but just what's the play for here this last game and finishing out at home?
Yeah, again, I don't, you know, I don't buy the geez, there's nothing to play for deal. You know, and I guess it doesn't matter I buy it or not. Our players have to buy it, but you know, we work all year. And we work a lot of hours and put a lot of time into it, and we only get 12 opportunities to play a game. And we certainly never, ever want to waste one of those opportunities. And, you know, for a lot of our seniors, they're never, ever going to play football again. So that feeling they have walking off the field at the Deutsch for the last time, that feeling is going to last them the rest of their lives. Again, most of our guys will never play another snap of football. And we certainly want their last memory at Bowling Green playing at the Deutsch to be a positive one, and we want it to be a win. And for the younger guys in our program, they're going to have to go 9 months, 10 months without playing football again. And certainly your last game leaves a taste in your mouth that you carry with you the whole off season. And you know, my thing is I want our guys to go out there and play hard and compete. You know, that's you ask them to do their best and prepare their best, and if they do that, you live with the result. And more than anything, I just want to make sure that we put our best foot forward.
This week, obviously, there's a holiday Thursday, but game Friday, Thursday game. Is there any resemblance of that happening over Thanksgiving in Clawson House?
No. So, but it's you know, you're used to it. You know, and when you decide to become a football coach, you know that you're gonna miss a lot of things. My son's birthday is you know, the next week, and I'll be on the road recruiting. You know, and it's you know, it's not fair to our families and our kids, but that's the job and the profession we've chosen. And we've made a commitment to make Bowling Green the best football program that we can make it. And at times, you know, there's some personal sacrifice involved in doing it. It's all part of the profession, all part of the job. So there will not be a normal Thanksgiving, and I have not had a normal Thanksgiving in probably a decade. So that's you know, when I coached at the FCS level, if you had a normal Thanksgiving, it meant you didn't make the playoffs. So even if you had one, it was not a positive. You know, you didn't want to be there. You wanted to get ready for a game. I think it's, similar to a holiday season for Bowling Green. We're going to have a normal Christmas, and we don't want to have normal Christmases. We want to be practicing and playing in a bowl game. So the short answer to your question is no.
Would you talk a little bit about injuries, where you stand? And
Again, we're the same place on the O-line. Tyler will play. Again, Tyler's been the rock this year. He's been healthy all season. He hasn't been healthy, but he's been able to play. Dominic Fluellen is really getting better. He'll be able to play. I really don't know where we are at center. Both Ben and Scott are not healthy, and we're hoping between the two of them that we can get through the game just like we did a week ago. Ben started and he got nicked, and then Scott went in. And Nick Reiki was hurt last week. He had injured his knee the week before, so he didn't play much. Willie got hurt last week. We're not sure if we're going to have him. Eugene Cooper got dinged. Adrian Spencer got hurt last game. I'm hoping we'll have him back. Who else? I know you'll have 2 or 3 guys that I'm not.
I was going to say Truss is back.
Truss is back, and he was, I'd say he was probably 70% last week, and hopefully he'll be closer to 90, 100% this week.
It seemed to me, wasn't there a D lineman who got hurt, or am I confusing that with a different game?
No, we got Adrian Spencer got hurt at the end of the game,
That was it.
and he practiced yesterday, and I think he'll be ready to go. And then Willie got hurt, and I'm hoping we'll have him. He did not practice yesterday.
You guys got anything else?